Hello, it's Carol Baker here from Classroom Wellbeing. Today we're going to look at another mindfulness and breathing technique. Our breathing is really important, and what we've discovered, well, we discovered it a long time ago actually in the 1970s, is that the rate we breathe at affects many systems in our body. So our breathing rate can affect our heart rate, it can affect our blood pressure, it can affect our hormone levels of stress hormones, mainly like cortisol and adrenaline. And it can also help with the functioning of our immune system. So these things were discovered in the 1970s by Herbert Benson from Harvard University in America. And what he discovered was that if we slow our breathing rate down to about 5 breaths a minute, then our body goes into rest, digest and relax mode. And a lot of the time during our day, we are in fight or flight mode where we're stressed. And that causes us anxiousness and other types of things. So what we want to try and do is control our breathing so that we can control how our mind functions and how our body functions. So it's very simple. What you want to think about is how many breaths a minute can you get down to, looking towards 5. Now, on average, I would say people who are stressed are breathing at 15 to 20 breaths a minute. So to get down to 5 breaths a minute is going to take a lot of practice. But if you do a little bit of maths in your head, you know that there are 60 seconds in a minute. So if you divide 60 into 5, you've got 12. And then you divide that into an in-breath and an out-breath, you know it's going to take you 6 seconds to breathe out and 6 seconds to breathe in. That's going to give you 12 seconds a breath. And 12 fives or 60, so that's your 5 breaths a minute. So you can use a metronome, you can use a timer, or you can use a fantastic piece of music, of which there is a link to at the end of this video that you can download. But if we just look together at how slow 5 breaths a minute is, that will give you an idea. So you always want to start your breathing really with an exhale, with an out breath, because your lungs are basically 2 balloons that you fill full of air. So if you deflate your balloon completely on your exhale, when you go to inhale, you will automatically fill all the space that's there available. But if you don't exhale completely, you just take quite a short exhale, then you have to breathe in quite quickly again, and there isn't much space to fill. And as I said earlier, that can be affected by how you sit and how you stand. And if you're slumped, you can't get as much air into the lungs because there's not as much space for them. So you need to sit tall. So think about just taking a relaxed out breath and counting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then taking an in breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's quite slow, isn't it? So what you might want to do initially is to go a little bit faster than that. So my advice is you have your timer, your clock in the room, a stopwatch, or you use the piece of music as I've mentioned previously, and you allow yourself to gradually slow your breathing down. And before too long, you will find it a lot easier. Namaste.